Grok. And I'm not actually being surprised right now how Grok is not picked up by any of the teams, knowing that they also have very good Grok players. I mean, Dusty from Bren Esports and Chakto, they play a mean Grok. But let's see, Nomad, now that we are in the closing parts of this draft, what can we still expect from both teams?
Well, we're going to be expecting that Grok being picked up by Bren Esports. That's a fact. And Execution, the choices of tanks here are actually pretty small now. I can understand picking up an Akai for that, but instead they're going to go for the heal strat, FSS, and Rafaela. Leomord's going to be a little later here. This is a weird but surprisingly okay pick from Execration, if that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm really surprised about this. Leo, what should be the answer? I mean, this is weird.
Oh no, I'm not sure if it's. I don't know. I'm surprised that you guys find it weird, but we've seen this from Execration before. We've seen them pull an all mid Leomord, just basically attack. They're going to build Leomord into a monster, a Jaeger, a Panzer Shrek, if you will. Wait, is that what that is? Historically speaking. Anyways, what they're gonna do here is they're just going to. This is almost as funnily as it gets. Question mark, because they're going to just make sure that this Leomord is a monster as soon as possible. And what Bren Esports could do to answer it possibly is to build the Durans as early as possible. Yeah. Just get a Durans so that the Estes and the Rafaela get neutralized. That's one way.
Yeah. Man, I like that you actually reminded that I hate myself. I actually slapped myself after hearing, oh man, yeah, they did run this. It was the perfect. It was one of the most entertaining ever, and I'm so happy that not only did we get to be reminded of this in just stories, but we are actually going to see it in action now for Game 1 of Bren Esports versus Execration. Pedal to the metal, another potential El Clasico match. We are going to see it's Execration versus Bren Esports, the biggest franchises of Mobile Legends here in the Philippines, gonna battle it out in the best of 3 series, and Game 1 is gonna be so hype. It's gonna be very action-packed, as now we're gonna pass it on to our casters. It's Raptor and Swarly once again. Take it away.
I'm gonna be quoting Reba. Reba said this actually.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard Execration run a double healer draft. Let them try that on us, and I'll show them how I treat my patients. As we all know, back in Season 4 in the MPL, Rebo under Doc Rebo, and I feel like that's just a little jab at them. And it looks like they really were expecting this, because this is the strategy that worked out for, I believe, Execration when they went up against SGD, when they were able to take a game away from SGD, that really fun game in 3, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to be seeing it back here. Knowing that Bren Esports is prepared for this, though, do you think that the lineup of Bren is enough to counter this double healer support lineup from Execration? Swarly.
Well, early game is going to be a bit harder. They have to itemize for it, like Leo said in the panel. It's all about the Necklace of Durans. But I personally will watch out for the Rebo plays if he does make them happen, because he says, I mean, if you walk the talk, you gotta show it, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure if that's how the quote exactly goes, but here we are.
Yeah. The brain froze a bit there, but yeah, thank you for totally getting me despite you lacking in my...
I got you, brother. I got you. It's Execration versus Bren Esports. It's the boys in black and white versus the boys in black with gold. This is the gold medalist Bren Esports team versus the fan favorite Execration, who, as our panelists pointed out, before we went under that hiatus, Execration were really finding their footing here with Zapnu back into the mix. Him and Chapnu have just been playing really well in the last games that they played before we went on the hiatus, and at the same time, Benny QT found his footing. So let's see if we're actually going to be going on a pause. Let's see if Execration can carry on that momentum that they found before we went on our hiatus. This is going to be a really fun match. Once again, It's El Clasico, Execration versus Bren Esports. Execration running a double healer support lineup that they actually got to make work. It's a Rafaela and Estes, but it seems like Bren Esports were prepared for that. The question is, as I mentioned to Swarley, and I want you watching this right now in the comment section to mention if you think that Bren Esports lineup is going to be enough to go up against this sustained powerhouse Execration brought out.
It's still all about execution, as we say. But wait, Rico, waste of flicker and still here. Rusty trying to get something happen, but he's just gonna run away. Power of nature is gonna be enough for him to have the movement speed. But going back to what you were saying earlier, Execration, will they find the momentum again? But Execration, unfortunately, they have the reputation of being one of the more volatile teams in professional Mobile Legends in terms of consistency. So if they don't find that groove again in this latter half of the season, I fear they may not find it again. So this first week is very, very important for them.
That's true. I completely agree with you. We just saw that Hate Leomord pick-off kill on, I believe it was Rebo, or I think Rebo, yes, was the one that they were able to catch off there in the first time around. And our analyst called it right. We're seeing here is them just refunneling everything into Hate's Leomord. And this is going to be the hyper carry here. Seeing as how... Exactly, channel the hate. That is the plan of action here for Execration, and Bren Esports right now are just trying to find their footing and trying to find their control into this map with Execration just completely surprising them with that kill here. But it looks like we're gonna get the launch attack all as Execration go in for the dive as they try to steal this red buff here coming in. As Bren Esports is gonna try to take it, Execration trying to go in for the steal. Lasty is zoning them out perfectly, but here comes Barbiel. But Barbiel forced back after taking a lot of damage and slows there, stopping Leomord in his tracks, but Execration do have the positional advantage as they go for this turtle.
It's going to be big if they manage to get the buff onto Hate, which is likely going to happen. They can make even more plays. But Rebo wants to see if he can make something happen. Oh my god, he does! No, it's actually going to be Lasty. He is known time and time again for just stealing objectives right under your nose. And he does so
Lasty!
again. Lasty!
Oh my. Wow, that last steal. I hope that was... Yes!
From Lasty.
Exactly.
Wow.
What a steal there by Grok. Completely surprising Execration. That was a great play there and great sense by Rebo and Lasty to just really contest for that turtle. They knew that they were there. They used their distance. They used the capability of the Grok to just space out and scare anyone from staying close. Yes, that power of nature was nerfed, but it still really hurts if you get hit by it full charge. Looks like we're going to get a wall there on Joe, but Joe's going to be able to just dash away just in time. But Lusty and Grok to go after him. Meanwhile, the top lane, we see Rebo. It's going to be a 4-man rotator for Execration as they go aggressive into the top lane third. But here comes two with the stun, catching out Chaknu. Sapnu in the bottom lane, still getting pressure, but we're going to get a kill on that Rafaela. They got a kill there on Chaknu. Meanwhile, off screen, looks like Leomord actually got a kill there on Kogo. So Hate is still running wild here, 2-0-0. So if they keep letting this happen, seeing as how Hate also does have that bounty hunter, it's going to be hard here for Bren Esports to stop this Leomord. But seeing as how they all do have that few there on that Carmilla, it's just going to be, it's a little bit of insurance as it helps them out knowing that we do have that Carmilla lifesteal. And look at Lusty here, just trying to go for that steal on the resource again. He doesn't care. It's 2-on-1. It's fine. I'm Grok. I've got few. And it looks like they're going to be turning this around. They're going to try to go for more kills. Few gets a stun there on Chaknu. Will Chaknu be able to get away? Side, look at the heal there. The two healers just keeping each other up. I got you, says Side to Chaknu, and that's a great recovery there from Execration to not lose any heroes after Lasty got a steal on the resource.
Lasty just knows when he can go for these plays, especially against the sustained heavy line of Coco. Actually getting caught up on here. The knockup is going to be there, but to no avail. No one is strong against 4, unfortunately. But he has to know exactly how much he can poke at Execration, because you have two supports that are just all about to sustain, so they're not threatening him. And Jawhead is one hero. Yeah,
but Coco seems to be having a rough time right now. 0-2-1. for Bren Esports here, but right now they do have the resource lead. And yeah, Lusty doesn't have to be really scared if he tries to go for a steal, but wait, hold that thought, because Zapdu looks like he's gonna get caught out here, Kaltisi, and Rebo get a kill there on the Cho. If you punish our fighter, we're gonna do the same to yours. Bren Esports taking it back, and they get the top turret.
And Rebo walking the talk now. Definitely 2-1-0 on that Valier. Lusty will get away on a sliver of health. Will few be as lucky? Not looking like it, but Kaltisi is making full use of the save. Well, use the live actually, Rebo. Now with the assist, he'll flicker away. Kaltisi is also in the area. Will they try to punish Execration for going deep? Hate will actually fall here. It's Rebo taking the kill. Rotations are coming in, but with the safety of the tower, Execution is safer now or not. Coco with the perfect ejector back play onto the S-Dex. That's just 3 down on the side of Execration. Bren, you are not safe anywhere.
And this is what we're talking about when I mentioned the insurance from the Carmilla. Look how much lifesteal the Carmilla did to just stop a 4-on-1 assault on her. She didn't care. She had the retribution up. She had her lifesteal up. So the damage that Execration were doing, everything that they committed Hate's ultimate, the Phantom Steed, just for Fuse Carmilla. And by the time they finally got a kill on Carmilla, Bren Esports came in for the response, and Execution had nothing left. They used all the resources that they could have, and Bren Esports just made that team fight look easy. Some key pickoffs here, and yeah, Carmilla's few here might be the game changer for Bren Esports if he gets to do more things like that.
Execration definitely have to calm themselves down. The moment that Hate died earlier, they should have just backed off, because that is a very farmed Leomord at this point, and if he's not around, there's no way you're winning a fight against the Bren Esports lineup, especially how much he went all in on the sustain.
Bren Esports marching down the middle lane now, though. Trying to get this middle lane term Execration. We might get a fight here in the jungle. It's a tight spot. So let's see if they try to force it. There goes the Guardian's Barrier. They're going to cash out the 2 supports. That wild charge along with Unstoppable Force. But looks like Rafael is going to be able to get away. Syra as well. But he takes so much damage. All the pokes coming in from Valier. Reba just blowing him up. And here comes a Blazing Duet on to Execration. They get stunned. Benny Cutie trying to go after Rebo. He gets taken out. Here comes the Phantom Steed. Can Hate turn it around? But he's stuck between all the members of Bren Esports. And just like that, members of Execration have been taken out. Bren Esports looks like they did have the answer to this double healer support. Make that a mega kill for the Claw as they get a wipeout there. Syra is back. He gets taken out. It looks like Bren Esports is going to take game number 1.
Wow. We talked about how important a Necklace of Durance would be for this game, but it didn't look like they even needed it with how they were moving across